Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to another little review of an FSX Steam Edition product. So today we are in the Outer Hebrides in the north of Scotland. So we're going to be visiting the airfield of Stornoway. So Stornoway is a little airfield about two nautical miles west of the town of Stornoway. Out here in the far northern reaches of Scotland. Out in the Outer Hebrides, and it's an interesting little airport with a very long sort of history with aviation and something that's pretty damn cool. So we'll touch on that as we go through the review. So we'll start off by saying, do we want to say thank you very much to Dovetail for supplying the review copy of this airfield today. So this airfield is by the great guys over at SIM720, a couple of their products that as regular viewers of my channel will know I have reviewed in the past. And we'll see if this work stands up to the quality of their work that I have seen in the past. Alright, so as we're driving in to the airfield, interesting enough, I do want to note that this does match very beautifully with the Orbix scenery. So I also have the Orbix Scotland installed, and it matches the Orbix vector over all the roadways and stuff like that, so that was nice to see. So you can see we've got all the car parks and all the fun things we'd like to see, and this one again I like to see with SIM720 products is I like the fact that they always go to this kind of level of detail. So we're putting something, it adds to the feeling of an airport. It really does. So we're just going to cross over airside as we go here. Not normally what the normal public would do. But yeah, as you can see here, we got the control tower here. So as I was saying, this airport does have quite a significant history when it comes to mostly to the military. The airfield was first established back in 1937 as a Royal Air Force base, and I could continue to operate that throughout the Second World War. After the Second World War, it then became home to, oh, that's cool. Okay, again, so we're just going to digress on this for a second. This is why I really have always been impressed by SIM720 and what they do. They don't just deal with just closed doors and stuff like that. They actually have their buildings open, and they can actually put things inside the building. So we can actually see the airport fire support guys are actually all parked in their little building here. So that's cool. That's what I call nice attention to detail. And of course, all the gas bottles and the jerry cans there as well. So that's cool. Yeah. So what was I saying? Something about the history of it, wasn't it? Yeah. And yeah, it was served as part of the Royal Air Home of the Royal Air Force 112 Signals Detachment as well. And nowadays it's operated by one of these guys, the Flybe. So they maintain regular passenger services to the island from the mainland. And we can see we've got a few passengers and ground equipment there waiting to do that. For the flights heading back off to the mainland and taking people all over the place. We've got FedEx there, of course, isn't there? Again, that's the kind of level of detail I really like. It's really cool. And I'm going to assume that that's Storonway Airport in Gaelic. I'm going to assume that. I think it's probably a pretty safe assumption, I think, to make. Yes, I think it is. Alright, so yeah, as I said, it's operated primarily as a military airfield. During the Cold War, served as a staging post and a staging ground for many flights going through the GI-UK gap and things like that. So a lot of activities were used to go around and explore and keep the waterways safe during the Cold War and all those times of heightened tension and all that kind of fun stuff. So I'm just going to go for a quick drive because I do want to show off. There's one thing I do want to show off now. I'm going to shoot down one of the closed runways here because I do want to show this off. So yeah, nowadays though, the airfield is, as I said, it is primarily just a civilian airfield now, primarily maintained for use with local regional flights. So I'm operated primarily by Flybe. There's a daily Royal Mail flight that gets all the mail to all the local denizens of the islands, as well as also being a very important home to search and rescue operations for sort of all the offshore exploration and stuff like that goes on into the North Sea from here. So yeah, operated by Bristow helicopters. And serves as a very important base for all their search and rescue operations that they have here. Now, one of the things that, again, that I wanted to shoot over here is I've heard about, now, okay, it's going to sound like an odd thing, but it's something that I really appreciate, especially because, you know, we see all our fire crews, and we know that airport fire crews, you know, they face a lot of danger and stuff like that. Now, part of what they have to do as well, they have to do a lot of training, and of course, you know, you can't always just blow an aeroplane up. So a lot of airfields have sort of mocked up aircraft that the fireys use for training. To actually sort of, you know, get themselves ready for if the worst ever happens. And yes, it does look like, once again, the SIM720 have actually put this into theirs as well. So they've got their little fire training area, so you sort of like a mocked up aircraft, so you can actually, you know, the idea is go in, rescue the passengers, and, you know, sort of control the flames and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, really cool little detail. Like, I know a lot of people may not think it's important, but, you know, I look at it as going, this is a really important way that we can sort of recognise the fact, and honor the fact that, yeah, all these emergency services workers out there, they always struggle, and they work hard to keep us safe, and a big part of that keeping us safe is all the training you have to do, and it's nice to be able to pay homage to the things that they do for that. So yeah, really well done, guys, for throwing that into your scenery. So there you go. Alright, well, I think that's enough of me running around the airfield on the ground. Let's have a look what it looks like from the air. So we'll shoot down here to... Let's go down here. Yeah, we'll go down to the parking down here. Wouldn't it be cool to actually get a car out here and actually, you know, run around an airfield? I think that'd be really cool. Really cool. Would really love to be able to do that. So we'll shoot down here some of the GA parking, some of the old repurposed RAF hangars from the Cold War, you know, always being used as great GA operations now. Always nice to see military stuff being reused in civilian life. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll park our little Dodge Viper here, and then we will fire up and get ourselves into an aircraft, and we shall go for a quick flight around and enjoy some of the beautiful Scottish scenery. Alrighty, so here we are. We're here today in the Iris Grob G115, so we're going to take this little beauty up for a spin and taxi around, do an air taxi around, and see what the airport looks like from the skies. Alright, so we'll taxi down. I really love this little aeroplane, I really do. There's another GA pilots over there. Yep, I'll taxi over this way, try not to oversteer it. I love the little 3D grass that gets put in there. Again, it's the little things that you really appreciate about airports that often you don't realise are in there, but it's the difference that goes between just a meh piece of scenery and a wow, that's an amazing piece of scenery. It really is. Alright, so short line. Doesn't look like anything coming. Good. Never know with AI traffic, you just never know. Alright, so we'll taxi out here onto 24. And 1-notch flaps. Alright. Oh, look, everything seems to be in the green. Alright, let us go forth and depart. I really like this aeroplane, so yeah. This one, by the way, this aeroplane, if you're interested, you can grab this one from Iris Simulations. Definitely something to think about picking up because it's a really beautiful little aeroplane. And up we go. Still a little weird flying from the right-hand seat, though. I will admit that. It's still a little weird flying from the right-hand seat. We'll go over the airport. So yeah, as you can see, like they've done a lot of the detail around it, and it does blend very nicely into the surrounding scenery as well. Always nice to see. You don't get that sort of jarring effect that you often get with some add-on sceneries. Looking over the beautiful, picturesque Scottish countryside. And as I said, it's the kind of thing that sort of makes it and gives it that little bit of extra sort of value it really does as a piece of scenery. And this really is a beautiful part of the world to explore, both in real life. Fortunately enough, I didn't get as far north as the Hebrides, but spending a bit of time in Scotland when I was younger, absolutely loved it. And yeah, it's a really beautiful place to explore both in the real and in the virtual world. So definitely something to think about exploring. And this is a great gateway for you to be able to explore the parts and the surroundings that do come with Scotland. There we are. We've got the terminal building down there, the Flybe aircraft waiting for its all passengers there as well. And you see some of the sort of like the hard stands where the reaction aircraft would have been based during the Cold War, and actually sort of get some of that feelings about that as well. So you can see that it really was definitely a very heavily used airfield back in its day. Now still maybe not as heavily used, but it's still a very important airfield, providing the lifeline that goes through for the people of this island, and the Outer Hebrides, and just generally just being an all-round pretty damn awesome place to fly out of. So, Alright, so I guess that means I've got to give my sort of final little bit of impressions here as we turn sort of downwind for coming back into 2.4. Look, is this scenery worth it? Well, it depends what you're after. Look, I think SIM720 do some pretty damn amazing work, and they're very responsive when they come as a developer as well. They respond to community feedback, so, and that's something that I always value very highly as well. So the attention to detail is definitely there. It's definitely what I've come to expect from SIM720, and it is definitely here. Great little add-on for you to do, especially if you do want to explore this sort of part of the world, because it is a very beautiful, picturesque, scenic part of the world. So I do highly recommend it if you do want to do your low and slow flying, and you do want to have somewhere a little bit different to operate out of. This is going to be a place that you want to consider as well. So, and for its history, it's not bad. And price-wise, not too bad. So overall, I'm going to say, look, it's definitely something that you want to consider. I'm thoroughly impressed by it. It's very, as you can see, it's very easy, very beautiful on the frames. Nice and easy, very beautiful scenery to fly around. And quite frankly, I'm just solidly impressed. So I am going to recommend it for you guys to have a look at if you do like it. So you can grab this now from the Steam store. Just go to the Steam. I'll put the direct link down below in the description of the video, and again you can just grab it through the Steam client, or alternatively, if you are in more of a boxed FSX person, you can also grab it directly from the SIM720 site or from their your favorite online sim retailer. Well, folks, thanks very much for tuning in today. So my name's been November24. Thank you once again to the great guys over at Dovetail Games for supplying me with this review copy of this amazing airport to be able to fly around and show you off to you guys today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Don't forget, as always, to like and subscribe to the videos here, to the channel and to the video if you all do want to see more. And as always, you can find out all the other things that I'm up to between videos by following me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWing24. Alright folks, thanks very much for joining me again. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.